Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Mackenzie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Really
I'm
good.
so glad that you're here today. Kathy is a very special guest, and she's here to tell us about her story with creating this agency and with also adopting her own children. Yeah.
Well, my name's Kathleen Kunkel, and have I always wanted to adopt? I started having infertility problems, and then I started looking into adoption, and I saw this little beautiful Korean baby, and I think it was like Kmart back in the days of Kmart.
Yeah.
And totally fell in love and talked to my husband, and we decided to pursue adoption through foreign adoption.
What made you want to start an adoption agency?
Okay, so we had adopted our first daughter that was from Korea, and then we searched around to different agencies, and because of age and because we had already had 2 biological children and then adopted our first daughter, a lot of agencies turned us down.
Yeah.
And so we decided that there needed to be more out there, and I also wanted to have an open adoption. And so that's when I felt real strong that I needed to just keep searching and seeing what we could find. And then we ended up adopting Jared, and we found him through the searching and talking to people, and we wanted a boy and another boy because we had gotten Jason. Now I've got to backtrack because I do have 8 out of 10 kids.
Yes.
I've got to stop and think.
I know. We can stop from the beginning. Let's stop. How about let's start from the beginning?
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, let's start. So
Start me back over, because what I do is I'll jump from one thing to another.
No, same.
I've got so much on my mind after
Yeah.
30 plus years of adoption, and my age being 70 and being married for 53 years, with all of that combined, it's just a lot of information.
It is.
So I'll jump.
I don't know how you do it, honestly. You're the real superwoman. That's for sure. So you had 2 biological children.
Right.
And then you had infertility issues after that, and you still wanted to grow your family, right? So
We did.
yeah. So let's start with the first son that you adopted.
Okay, so after Heidi and Shannon having those 2 biologically, then our first daughter was from Korea, and that was our international adoption. And then we ended up searching again for our son that we wanted to get. It would make 4 children. And we went to different agencies. And when we adopted our first son through these different agencies, when we were looking at these different agencies, we decided to pick one of the agencies. And just the hoops that we had to jump through and the things that we needed to do was all great.
Yeah.
But we wanted to have more of an open adoption with our birth mom.
Yeah.
And so we didn't get that.
Yeah.
With our little guy that's now in his late 30s.
Yeah.
And so then we decided we wanted to adopt again, which most people would want to stop, but we just felt like we had such a good relationship between each other and our kids and the success that we had. And we loved the birth parents that were involved, that we felt like we needed to go to the next step and adopt again. And then we found sweet Beth, and Beth found us, and that's when we got Jared. And we became so close with Beth and her mom that we talked and Beth said to me, she goes, "You need to open your own adoption agency." So then we went.
And Beth was the birth mom, correct?
And Beth's the birth mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so Beth helped me and her mom, and we opened a home for birth moms, which was wonderful. And Mary, Jared's birth grandmother, was the house mom.
No way.
So it worked out really well.
Yeah.
It's good. So thinking back, with the people that we met, we were speaking at adoption support group meetings, which was great. And everybody was saying, at that time, to back up, open your own adoption agency. And so we did. And it's where it's at today.
Yeah. And how long has it been open now?
It's been 30 years this year.
30 years.
June.
That's truly amazing.
Yeah.
And I just want to backtrack a little bit. You said that you wanted an open adoption.
Right.
So most agencies back then, were most of the adoptions closed?
Well, back when we were adopting and searching out in the very beginning of time, it was more closed, and you didn't get to meet the birth parent before.
Okay.
And you would get called from one of the caseworkers, social workers, and they would just call you up and say, "Here's your baby."
Wow.
Yeah. So it was
a different
pretty
experience.
Close. Yeah, it was a different experience. So it was really nice to get to know the birth moms of our kids. And then it was really nice because when I first opened Active Love, we had a different name. It's Alternative Options and Services for Children, and that's what we licensed as. And I wanted to do a DBA, and so we had our friend's daughter that became pregnant live with us, and she's the one that actually named the agency Active Love Adoptions. And she says, because it's an act of love, it's number one, it's the best.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So we worked with her through her pregnancy, and she ended up keeping, and that's
she did.
And that was okay. That was okay. She ended up keeping, and then she passed away a few years later, and and so it was hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, so family ended up raising the little one, so it worked out. That's one reason why I can never change that name. Yeah, she was a huge part of our life.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is hard for me to do this because it does bring back a lot of memories. And there was really good stuff, but it was a lot of work, a lot of stress,
a
lot of heartache.
Yeah.
But good stuff.
Right.
Really good.
Well, yin and yang, there has to be good with bad, right?
It's yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, there has to be balance. And that's kind of what adoption, I feel like, is. It's such a beautiful thing, but that doesn't mean that doesn't come with the hard times and the hard things that you have to go through
and
work through. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. But it's worth it. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's good. It's all good.
It is.
Got our babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how many does that make? So our first two, and then our sweet daughter from Korea, and then our sweet son through one of the agencies in Salt Lake, and then our other sweet son through private adoption with our sweet birth mom, Beth. And then we thought we would slow down, and then we just had this feeling again once I opened the adoption agency and I got to know all these agencies all over the United States.
Yeah.
And worked with them in partnership. There was a couple agencies that had foster care programs.
Okay.
And so then there was this little dolly that was 6 years old, and we're like, So I said to my husband, "What do you think?" And he goes, "I'm not thinking anymore." And so we actually, we thought that maybe there would be somebody after opening the agency that might be interested in this little one. And she was from Korea, and it just didn't work out with the families.
Yeah.
And so I really believe strong in prayer, and I prayed, and I says, the next child just put on my doorstep, and we thought it would be really nice to adopt a child from Korea again.
Yeah.
But we didn't know how we would be able to do that because we already had too many kids.
Yeah.
To be able to go through, an adoption agency for Korea.
Really? I didn't know Korea
because
had
they have
a limit.
Certain
I mean, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Certain limits, yeah. And so I thought, well, leave this one up to the Lord because he'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then we came across this little girl. Mm. And I said, just drop this little one on my doorstep, which is kind of a joke, you know.
Yeah.
How would that work? And I was sitting out on my front porch. And I don't want to cry.
You can cry.
I've got to stop. And my husband went out to the mailbox and brings me this huge package. And he goes, Kathy, this is from one of the adoption agencies out of state. And I said, oh my goodness. And I opened it. There she was. It was all the information on our daughter from Korea. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And now today, I wish I could show you a picture of her and her new baby.
Oh, yes. I heard about her. She's beautiful.
She's so pretty.
I know. I love little babies.
Yeah. And what I wanted to do is I've got to not cry on this.
You can cry. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
What I wanted to do so bad was see pictures of her when she was a baby. But when these kids sometimes come from an orphanage,
yeah,
and then they come over to the United States, and she came through another adoption that it fell through, and so she ended up in foster care, and she had a tough life. Yeah, she was in an orphanage in Korea.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And so then she was in foster care program and bounced. I mean, they did the best they could, but she was bounced around. And I always wanted to see pictures of her as a baby, and we never had any. Mm-hmm. So now I've got it. With the grandbaby. So, yeah, with this little grandbaby. So we just had her on Monday. So
congratulations. I know.
So
how old was she when you adopted her then?
She was 6. So Kinsey was 6. Yeah.
Kenzie?
Yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah. It's actually Mackenzie like yours.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I love that.
That's a good thing. It was a good thing. So Kaylee was supposed to go to another family. And I think my heart is so big sometimes. Sometimes I go too far, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
And this time I'm not saying that I went too far because she's supposed to be in our family, but most people would stop before I did. And I just really felt this little girl, it would work in our family. And she was 4. And the foster program in another state was looking for a family for her. Yeah. And she had 2 fall-throughs with families. And so we called them up and said, I think we really, really want to do this. And so we ended up getting Kaylee. And sweet Kaylee. Kaylee is really friendly. Kaylee is she's fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
I remember that from 6th grade. Yeah.
She's a fun person.
Yeah.
So we got Kaylee. And then, and it was, she was born on September 16th, which is really interesting because then there was a baby that came up, a little boy, and that's, my husband kept saying, I think we're supposed to do this. And he was born on September 16th. And Kaylee's like screaming, yes, yes.
I love that. That's so cute.
We ended up getting Jacob, our next son. And then 2 years later, another son came up. And then that's when we got our next son. And he was just this little precious baby that was funnier than ever. He just was the cutest little thing. and he
Yeah.
was always on my hip. They all were cute. They were all my favorites. But this one just seemed to stick to me like glue all the time. Carried him around all the time. Actually carried both of them on both hips all the time.
Like I said, you're Superwoman.
Yeah. And then the next one was little Maya, and 2 years later. And my husband and I were talking about it. We thought, could we go on? No, we're done. 10, no, we're done.
Yeah.
So it worked out really, really well for us as a family. And now they're all grown up and everybody's doing really well, and we're in a good place. Yeah.
Good.
They're in a good place, and we're older, and now we're great-grandparents and grandparents, and
Yeah, you guys have a beautiful family.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
You guys all mesh very well together.
We do. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's fun because we've tried out every hair color. The girls, no matter whether they're all different races. Our family's different races. It's made up different races. It's fun.
Yeah.
And tried out all the different perms, hair color. Everybody wanted to look like each other.
Yeah, I
see
can
if
imagine.
it all worked. See if it would all work out.
You're a woman of faith, and you know, I've been offered a lot of jobs, a lot of things that I can make a lot of money from and do, and this was the only time I walked into a job interview being like, this is actually where I want to work, and I know it's going to work. And you guys have been just so awesome. I feel like I have, you know, best friends and family, and you can tell that you are doing this because you love.
You made me cry.
Sorry.
This is like turning into.
I know. Sorry. But
it's okay.
I can truly feel that you do this because you do, you know, you want to create families.
I do.
Yeah. And you love these children and these babies. And I think everyone that meets you can truly feel that. And I think that's why, I mean, that was our next question is, you know, what makes Active Love Adoptions different from every other agency? And I would say that that's, you know, a huge part of it.
Yeah, it's how do I explain this? It's not by a book.
Right.
It's not, there's all this paperwork, what I had to go through for 2 years starting Active Love. I'm like, what am I getting into?
Right.
And the one that seriously talked me into this was Beth and her mom, Mary. I had this dream of if I was going to do this, and if I couldn't have children, then I felt so inspired for each one of these kids. You know, it just was such an inspiration. And it wasn't a selfish act. I remember going to a restaurant one time, and this lady goes, "What is wrong with you? Why you felt you needed to do this? What's wrong with you?" And I started thinking to myself, what is wrong with me?
Well, yeah. For me, I'd be like, well, where do I start?
And when you get into adoption and there's just so much love there.
Yeah.
It just felt totally right.
Yeah.
And I have to say, in some of our situations with at least a couple of the kids, it would have been really hard for them to have had a family.
Yeah.
So our family was perfect.
Yeah.
We knew how to do it.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about like all of the kids that you have helped be placed for adoption, all the kids that you've come across throughout all the agencies, I would say you did a pretty damn good job.
Thank you.
Only picking like 8 kids out of all of those, right? You know that those were meant to be your children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all were.
Yeah.
They all fit. They fit.
Yeah.
We have a lot of laughs like, Mom, you can't wear that. That just doesn't look good on you. You know, you've got to, you know, you'd look better this way or that way. And it's just fun. We just have so much fun together.
Yeah.
It's just been really a lot of fun with these kids.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what makes Active Love, in my eyes, really special is our Mindy, my husband and I's Mindy, our daughter that came from Korea, she actually created our logo and our trademark.
Mm-hmm.
She drew it when she was a teenager, and she says to me, she goes, "Mom, I think you need to update that." And I'm like, no, because that's like, when the kids bring home their artwork.
Yeah, and you put it on the fridge and...
Yeah, you want to save it. You want to put it in their scrapbook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is our family. This is what we're about.
Yeah.
So I kept it. And then Active Love, the name is from a birth mom that we loved that lived with us.
Yeah.
That helped name it.
Yeah.
So how do you change that? And I know it's improper grammar, Active Love, with the big A and everything, but it's who we are.
Yeah.
Sure, I can alter some of it to Active Love.
Yeah.
But it is who we are. So I feel like people will always recognize who we are out there.
Yeah. And it's been working for you for over 30 years now. So, yeah.
And we do have Active Love too. And so,
yeah. We use both.
We can use both.
Yeah. It's great. So what
made me, what do I feel like is special is the people that work with us, how it was started, the reasons behind it. And everybody with Active Love is had adoption experience at some point in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just good. They've either adopted or they were adopted or they're adopting or just a big group. And I think you're perfect with us when you walked in that door.
You're so nice.
When you walked in that door, oh my goodness, I'm like, yes, she's Active Love family.
Now you're gonna make me cry even more. No, I feel like I am a part of the family.
We knew.
Yeah. We all felt it.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's really sweet of you. Mm-hmm.
That's what makes us stand out to other agencies. I'm gonna cry again. You walk in the door and it's like, I mean, I'm kissing families, goodbye when they take off with their baby, when they walk out the door with their baby, and our sweet birth moms. And it'll be fun to hear from some of our birth parents during these podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited too. I'm really excited to integrate them into this.
I hope I can come back and not cry so much.
We don't want that. We won't.
You guys like to see me cry.
We like to see the authentic you because it's what we love.
Yeah.
It's what we know. So we just, like I said, we just appreciate you. It is real. And that's what we love about it. Is that it's real. And that's another thing is that I do feel like you're transparent and you're honest. And I think that's huge. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you can feel that. I mean, I think everyone that is involved with us knows that we're all doing our best, and yet we're all human, but we are, we're honest and, we're a loving family.
Every human can make a mistake.
Yes.
They just can.
Like me being 10 minutes late to this. Just kidding.
I've made so many mistakes that, and I don't say that I'm flawless or faultless because I'm not.
You're pretty damn close though.
Oh, get out of here. You're sweet.
Oh, I keep saying damn. Sorry. I should say darn.
It's okay. It's okay. I get it, my little. Let's not go.
I know. I was gonna say never mind. I shouldn't have said that because now we're gonna go.
We don't. Yeah, I'm pretty good at. Yeah, I can use the sailor language. So. I've learned real well after being married to a Marine.
Oh yeah. My dad's in the Air Force, so I get that.
Yeah,
I totally get that.
It's kind of fun when your husband or your family's been in the service. It's just so rewarding.
It is. And all of the people that I've met. In fact, that's how I got this job was Molly's ex-husband was in the Air Force with my dad.
Yeah, it's amazing.
She was my young women's leader. And then I moved to Utah, and she's like, hey, we're looking for someone to do this. You should come and apply. And it just
worked
worked out. Yeah.
It's just worked out perfect for Active Love and for all of us involved. It's just big family.
Yes.
We've got to just reunite.
Right. Every once in a while, we'll get on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, yeah. Yep. That's family, right?
It's family.
Yeah, that's family.
It is. And that's why we do so well.
Yeah.
And people that
I
come
believe
in,
that too.
they can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I really feel like what would come out of my mouth is just be honest with yourself, and adoption's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you do want to adopt, you just really need to search out
Educate
adoption
yourself.
agencies and search out and educate yourself.
Yeah.
And need to feel good about who you're going through, what you're doing, and you really need to want to.
Yeah.
You have to want
Yeah.
to really do this, because it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they always say
It's-
love is not a feeling, it's a choice.
That's
Just-
perfect.
Yeah. And
It's perfect.
yeah, when you are creating families in that way, like it's just like being married. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to want to keep working on a relationship
Yeah.
when it would be easy to just step out and quit. But it's a choice, and it's a choice that you
It's a
make.
choice, because there's a lot of emotions and
Yeah.
a lot of feelings, and
Exactly.
yeah, it's just a lot.
It is. And different perspectives too. Like when you bring
Yeah.
people from different families and different backgrounds, everyone has different perspectives of everything, which is why I love doing this podcast, because it's so interesting to hear someone's perspective and be like, oh, well, I didn't really see it like that, but now I can understand where you're coming from. And it just opens up your mind more. And that's why I think educating yourself on adoption before you adopt is,
It's just
always a great
smart.
idea.
It's just
Yeah.
smart, because with adopting our two kids that we adopted older, there was just so much emotions for them,
Yeah.
and so many emotions for us, and things came up that I never expected.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I could handle this.
Yeah.
We can make lots of spaghetti and
Yeah.
do all these things,
We'll
and
make it work.
we can make it work and have this big family.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the spaghetti ends up on your walls.
Right.
And
And
you're
all over the
like,
floor.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then you have this one that screams all the time,
Yeah.
at 6 years old, and you're like, oh my goodness, wait a minute. I thought I could do this.
Yeah.
And then you
I think every mom
goes.
goes through that.
And then you
Definitely do.
You just need to be educated, and you need to have resources ready, and
Yeah,
for everybody involved.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes you
Support.
such a good mom and a businesswoman, is that you are willing to be like, okay, I do need help. Or yes, we need to look and help
That
this
is one
person and
thing.
do.
Yeah, you hit that right on
Yeah.
with me, because I'm really serious with that.
Yeah.
I can be as serious as could be
Yeah.
when it comes to certain things.
Exactly.
They need to get taken care of.
Yeah.
I believe real strong in being responsible and being committed
Yes.
and taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. Which you're great at.
You're sweet.
No, yeah, you are. And you're really great at unconditional love. And I think a lot of people feel that at the agency too, is that you let people be human, and you try to help them become their greatest self, even when they don't always see it or they don't always do the best job. You're there to be like,
Thank you.
I'm here, and I'm here to support you, and we're in this together, and I'm going to help you and give you everything I can. But,
Yeah.
so I think you've been a mom to everyone at the agency too, and just loving and understanding and taking people in and, letting them do what they want, like me in this podcast.
It's funny because I have been a mom to many.
Yeah.
Many. Even my kids can say our door was always open.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to get up in the mornings, and I'm like, okay, how many do I have
Yeah,
on the
who's
floor
here?
and on the couches? And people
Yeah.
would say, don't you lock your house? Well, now we have to, but times have changed. But no, we didn't lock our house back in the days.
Yeah.
And we had kids
an open
even
house.
sleeping on our trampoline in the backyard.
Yep.
I'm like, what is this? What'd you guys do last night when I was asleep? And they go, oh, Mom, Dad, they all want to be here.
Yeah.
Refrigerator was always full.
Yep.
But that's how my parents were. So
I do feel like you are a mom to many, and you're very
you are
loving.
definitely a mom already to many.
Yes, I am. Too many, if you ask me. Just kidding. I love them all. And that's the thing is like, I mean, my husband had a vasectomy and we still had a baby. So I know, I know these things happen for a reason. I know that, kids come into your life for a reason. And, my, the parents I adopted to, we actually just went with them last week to Airborne, and me and the mom just sat there talking and laughing the entire time because her and I are so much alike. And we had really fun talking crap on our husbands. But
Did you try? Isn't that where they have the trampolines?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Oh yeah.
I should try the trampoline again. I did last year.
Did you?
No, the year before. So yeah, in my late 60s, but I haven't done it since I hit the big 7-0.
I can't believe you're 70. Every time you say that, I'm like, huh? You age so gracefully.
Thank you. You're sweet.
It's true. But
see, my problem is if I got on that trampoline and started bouncing, I don't know if I could stop bouncing.
Someone would have to come grab you.
I might have to hit the hind end, to sit down and stop for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like those big square foam things. I'm like, I'm going to get lost in there. I'm not going to be able to climb back out.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm like, that's too scary for me. Yeah. Yeah, no.
So much fun, though. It's just so much fun to have youth and to have stamina and everything. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to give that up.
No, not really. No.
You're in such a good place. It's such
You
a
guys
good
are
place.
so nice. I'm trying to take it in. I'm trying to enjoy it.
Take every breath of it.
I'm just tired. Yeah. And what sucks is like all my kids sleep through the night, but I keep myself up now at night.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what? I don't have to get up with a baby. I don't know what to do with myself. Yeah. It's been my life last 10 years. So anyways.
We thought our life would slow down with as we got older, but
no,
it's not.
No, I think it just gets worse, honestly. It's just a different kind of hard.
Yeah, well, we just got back from Las Vegas at a cheer competition, and it was so much fun. Because now
I saw Mindy's post.
Now we're watching our grandbabies.
I know.
And it's so much fun.
I know.
It's just so much fun. Dieter kept saying, I miss football. I miss cheer. I go, shh, because it's going to come up and then all the kids are going to want us to go to their kids' stuff.
I know. You guys are going to be busy.
Sure enough, we hopped from cheer competition to a daughter having a baby, and then we just keep going, and then I work and go to the office in between, and then run back out and see somebody, and then go back to the office. And I love it, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep working.
Yeah. I think you should.
So keep working.
Yeah.
People ask me when I'm going to retire, and I go, never.
Never. No reason to. Yeah. Kathy, thank you so much for coming today. It's always great talking to you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You've created a beautiful business. And
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.